Good morning, YouTube. Today is Friday, October 4th. It's fall out there, fellas. What's going on?
Not much, man. Happy Friday.
Apple
Happy
picking
Friday. It is fall. It's a little chilly all week waking up after this hurricane rolled through.
Yeah, definitely. How the boys doing today?
Doing good, man. Beautiful morning. It's gonna be a nice day.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great day. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be.
You got the pool closed yet, Anth? What goes on at the LaPera house?
Nope, no pool closed yet.
Wow.
If need be, we'll throw the heater on. But it's getting to be that time. It's pool's gonna be probably closing in the next 2 weeks. So ain't nobody swimming in it, man.
Yeah, okay. We're still waiting for that belly splash out of you.
It could be coming. I mean,
I thought it was promised at some point. No? Do I
like
misremember?
3 more episodes. We got time.
Okay. Episode 200, maybe?
It's gonna be like a polar plunge at that point.
Perfect. All right, boys. Well, today I want to get into just the ever-changing market out there for our buyers and how we're finally crawling out of this conventional-only market that we've seen for a few years. And I have nothing to say bad about conventional loans. Don't get me wrong. They're a great mortgage product, but they're not the only product. And I think we've sat in a market where a lot of agents, a lot of buyers now believe that conventional loans are the only type of loans out there.
Yeah, I've been seeing it a lot more too. And I mean, just over the course of about 3 months span here, the turnover from the conventional to the other types of loans has been wild. I actually just got an offer accepted with a VA loan with a home sale contingency. So there are sellers out there taking other offers. The market is slowing a little bit, trending away from that seller's market that we've been in for the last 5 years.
Yeah, it's very, very, very interesting how the market is starting to adjust and you're starting to see some of these new loan amounts. Now, listen, if you have an 800 credit score, this episode isn't for you, right? You're probably going to go a conventional loan. That's probably going to be the best type of program for you. But listen, you don't have to have an 800 credit score to get a mortgage. And I think now that's getting to be the misconception because we've had so many years of only conventional loans. We need to get it out there that at West Penn Financial, if you have a 620 credit score for VA or 640 for every other type of loan, you can potentially get qualified for a mortgage. And you don't have to go with conventional. Anth, credit score is such an important part of what type of loan you go with. And it can affect things so much that on the outside looking in, if you're a real estate agent, of course, it looks like conventional, but you're not seeing the ins and outs of that buyer's specifics, how important the loan type can be to their finances.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important. I mean, there's so many factors that go involved with a specific program and getting the financing itself. Every borrower is going to be different. And it is nice to see that other programs are being accepted because, a lot of times if somebody was just taking a conventional loan because their agent or, somebody told them you're not going to get an offer accepted unless you go conventional, it actually put them in a worse position as far as financing goes compared to what they probably could have got, especially like on a VA loan, like Tom said. That's if you're a veteran, that is literally the best program you could get as a veteran. With the options that it has. And it is nice to see that open up because the criteria is going to be different for each borrower, each program. So you need to talk to, one of us as far as the financing, actually dive into it and see what each option looks like that you're interested in so you can make an informed decision on what works best for you, not for the seller.
And we understand, Anth. Yeah, you're right. If you're a veteran and you're looking to put 0% down, there is not a better mortgage program option out there better for you. And we get it. There can be a difference in what's best to get an offer accepted and what's best for financing. Those always aren't the best scenarios. So again, the real estate agent explaining exactly what's best to get the offer accepted, that's understandable. But the buyer needs to talk to us on the financing side to see what that does for them financing, because that may not be the best for them dollars and cents wise. And again, the buyer may say, okay, I'm good with that. I understand it's not the best way to go, but it gets me into the home. I'm good to move forward. My team, my real estate agent, my loan officer, they told me all aspects of this. We're good to move forward and put in that offer. But just saying, hey, you need to put in this type of offer to get it accepted, that's tough for me, because there are a lot of different options for buyers, and conventional isn't always the best option for the buyer.
Yeah, and it's always going to be house specific too. I mean, of course, the house with 10 offers on it that's great price and maybe a little bit undervalue where the real estate agent priced it in their marketing strategy for that house. Of course, that might happen, but we need to be get out ahead of that for sure.
Yeah. And so we're going to talk about right now, if you're a buyer with a 640 credit score, and what the best loan program is for you. And it's probably not a conventional loan. And real estate agents have to understand that it just may not be the best loan program for the buyer because of their credit score. Number one, I priced it out yesterday. I did a $300,000 purchase with minimum down payments. Here we are. We have everything pulled up on the screen. FHA's on the left, conventionals on the right. Before we start out in anything, the interest rate difference, 6.125 for FHA. That's an APR 7.213. For conventional, it was 7.125 APR 8.765. So a whole point difference, FHA to conventional. So before we get into anything else, FHA is a whole point better for the buyer at 640 credit score. That's huge. That's huge for a buyer. Now, on top of that, when you get into, hey, what's the differences, right? We always get these questions. Anth, Tom, I'm sure you get it. What's the difference with conventional and FHA? The appraisals are not that different anymore, guys. FHA is strict on health and safety, a little bit tougher than conventional, but they're both looking at almost the same thing. So throw that out. The other difference is the mortgage insurance. All right, on both these programs, you have to have mortgage insurance, Anth, because we're putting less than 20% down on a conventional loan. FHA mortgage insurance is set, right? Explain that to us, Anthony, how mortgage insurance is working for FHA regarding credit score.
Yeah, so the nice thing with FHA is it's not calculated based on credit score. It's a flat price. And it is on the loan for the life of that loan if you're doing less than 10% down, but it's not going to adjust based on credit risk in the credit score like conventional will.
Yes. So for this 640 buyer, Tom, we already had 1% less on the interest rate. Now we get to the mortgage insurance. The FHA mortgage insurance is $132 a month. The conventional mortgage insurance for this buyer is $296 a month. This is making roughly the buyer's mortgage payment $300 more a month if they go conventional over FHA. Now, I would love for someone to sit here and explain to me how a conventional loan is better for this buyer than an FHA loan, and we haven't even gotten into the seller assistance that can be double the seller assistance allowed FHA to conventional.
Yeah. I mean, that right there, that mortgage insurance premium, that is a huge factor of this whole thing. Because most of us don't remember because we were in our conventional world a few years back, but they decreased that from 0.85 to 0.55, making it so much more advantageous to the FHA buyer. That kind of got thrown to the wayside in our conventional market over the last couple of years. But that decrease in the mortgage insurance is such a big deal for that FHA buyer. Saving $300 a month is saving $300 a month. We all know what we could do with $300 a month. That could be a car
grocery store, Tom.
That could be that, or beater car for your kids now with a little bit of higher car rates. So it could get you something though. Maybe 2 rounds of golf. Certainly, they don't want to spend it on their mortgage insurance though.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it on the left, FHA, you got lower cash to close, down payment 3.5% to 5% down. You have lower mortgage insurance, lower interest rate. There is not a lot of good factors, Anthony, to go conventional for this buyer, other than a real estate agent saying the appraisal is easier for the conventional. We're going to cause a buyer $300 more a month because the appraisal is easier. Give me a break. I'm done falling for that. FHA is a good program, and we need to get these buyers into the programs that work for them, not that the appraisal is easier.
Hey, every FHA that had appraisal issues for me was able to get closed because you work through it. The seller is willing to do some of this work. And if you're the listing agent and you explain that to them on the front end, that you might get an FHA offer and we might need to paint around our windows on the front of the house, they'd be glad to do it if you let them know that, I think. So I think everybody gets stressed out when we have, a quick closing and everything's jammed in a week before closing and nothing's done. I think that's when a lot of the stress comes into this home buying process.
Absolutely. We'll keep trugging along and talk about the different loan programs out there. So again, under 800 credit scores, don't worry. We got you. FHA, great program. Get pre-approved this weekend. Call any of these beautiful faces on the screen. We got you covered.
Oh, wrong side.
Enjoy picking those apples this weekend, boys. See you later.
See you guys.